Hey there, this is Joyce, content marketer and founder based in Hong Kong. I help those with an entrepreneurial mindset explore their full potential with content. For today's video, I'm going to go through the 7 simple steps for you to set up a content brief so you can delegate freelance writers or for yourself to regard as you're creating long format content. For those of you who are new to this channel, be sure to check out all my other videos, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get to it. The first thing you need to include in your content brief is not actually the title, rather the objective. You need to understand what questions are being asked by your target audiences, therefore what answers and value you need to provide in this content. Of course, you need to also recognize what the goal of this content is for the whole company, as well as what stage in the funnel does this content actually occupy. Last but not least, you also need to understand how this piece of content play in the larger marketing picture. Objective is something that is rarely considered to be included in a content brief. However, it does make a big difference when it comes to delegating to outside freelancers as well as to writers in-house, because then they'll understand exactly what you're trying to get at and achieve with this piece of content, therefore helping them to decide what tone and manner, what copy points, what angle they should be using in order to write this piece of content. Think of it this way. If you're telling a craftsman to create a sword for you without telling them what it's actually used for, at war, for hunting, or other purposes, then it makes a great difference in the result of what the product they will be producing for you. It's really the same when it comes to creating a content brief and including the objective to be delegated to your content creator. The second thing you should include in a content brief is details about the target audience. Who will be reading this? What should they learn from your piece of content? How will it make them feel? And also, do you want them to share this with other peers and like-minded individuals afterwards? These information will really help the writer or the content creator understand who they're telling the story or the piece of content to, therefore be able to create something that resonates better with your target audience. The third thing you want to include in your content brief is tone and manner. How do you actually want to sound like? Do you want to sound like a lecturer, a thought industry leader, or peer, or like a friend? How do you want your target audiences to remember you after consuming this piece of content? Such details are very important for your content creator as it can dictate and help them decide what words to use, how to structure their sentence, as well as the way that they present the copy points that you want them to include within the article. The fourth thing, and only until then do you actually include details about the title within your content brief. Now, when it comes to the title, my suggestion is not to actually solidify the title for your writer or your freelancer to write on. Instead, give them the freedom to alternate, change up, or suggest a title that's best fitted for the piece of content. The reason being, they're the one who has gone through all of the research, perhaps went out and asked questions, derived quotes in order to compile this piece of content. They will be the best one to know what big idea or the big title should be for this piece of content. The fifth thing you should actually include in your content brief are keywords. Now, considering that this is a long format content, likely a blog, do include all the branded, non-branded, and industry relevant keywords. On top of that, are there any words that they should or should not be using? For example, if you're writing an article about soap, do you want them to use the word soap or detergent or any kind of other words that might be beneficial for SEO as well as for keyword searches? Do remember to do the research before that so that when it comes to creating the content brief, you can be as clear as possible to delegate the task to your writer or your content creator. The sixth thing you should include in your content brief is the flow. So what is the overall storytelling of this piece of content? What are the chapters or the headers or the subheaders that you would wish for the writer to include? That might be suggested by long tail search keywords or inquiries that you have done your research on. Apart from that, what are some of the copy points that you must have included within this piece of content? And last but not least, what is the word count for this piece of content as a reference for your writer? And the seventh thing for you to include in your content brief is your call to action. What do you want your audience or your readers to do after reading this piece of content? Have you included external or internal links or even a form for them to fill? Have you included ways for them to explore around your website and suggest other content for them? This is very important because for most people, when they're trying to create a blog, they want to direct their audience to do something. This is where you have to highlight what you want these people to do to your writer or your content creator so they understand how to finish off their piece of content in a natural way. And that's it. Those are the 7 things that you should include within your content brief. Do you have anything to add? If you do, remember to comment in the comment box below. I hope to see you all again soon and be sure to check out all of my other videos. Until next time.